right. Hello, hello, everybody. It is Thursday, so you know it's time for Money Talks with Mitchell Consulting. I am Lauren King Darden, and we are here to talk about all things business and all things business finance. So, I'm super excited today because I have a very special guest, my best friend and co host of the Two Mics, Two Glasses podcast, Miss Adrian M. White. Adrian, please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the show.
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear
Okay. Hello. I am Adrienne M. White, CEO and creative consultant of AMW Marketing Design, and we are a branding, web design, and marketing firm in the Silver Spring, Maryland area, or DC area. And we specialize in working with service based businesses, nonprofits, and personal brands to elevate their online presence.
you. Yes, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Awesome. So, I'm really excited to have you on today. Two Mics, Two Glasses is our brand new podcast, and it airs every Wednesday on all the places you can find podcasts. But we love YouTube, Instagram, and no, we don't air on Instagram. We air on, all the things. What are the things? Apple, Spotify, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Apple Podcasts, was Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So today we just want to come to you quickly and talk about some of our favorite professional development methods. Like, what are some of the things that we do to try to stay on top of our game in our industry, but also like when it comes to doing different things for business, like you kind of need to be on the cutting edge per se, just to make sure that you are not out of touch with things and keeping up with how business runs so you can do the best that you can. So we're just going to break down a couple of those things and maybe share a couple of the books that we read, to just get better at our craft. Continuous improvement is the goal. So I'll let you start, Fran. What are some things that you do
Do for work?
for your professional development?
Oh, sorry. Professional development, yes.
Yes.
So, professional development, there's multiple things. One of the things I do is attend conferences, especially ones that either have entrepreneur tracks or, are focused on entrepreneurs, or ones that are focused on mindset, self elevation, just like really like uplifting and elevating different conferences. So a few of them that I've been to is BYOB, Build Your Own Brand, was in Atlanta. Me and Lauren and some friends, we went to that one together.
Mm-hmm.
I go to or try to go to the National Black MBA Conference every year, and they always have it one day that's the entrepreneur track. So they have multiple sessions that are focused just for entrepreneurs on how we can grow our businesses in a variety of ways. And um, yeah, those are the two main ones. There's a few others that I've been to in the past, but those are probably the two main ones I can think of. So that's one way that I do.
Yeah. Conferences are great. And not only do they have sessions tailored to help you in the specific industry you're in, or whatever you're going for, it's a great place to meet new people. So networking is a huge part of keeping your business going. It might not be your favorite part, it's not mine, but at the same time, going to a conference can kind of hit two birds with one stone with the education and networking. And typically you're around a group of really excited people who are excited to be there. So, it's a win-win. Some of the conferences that we go to is Scaling New Heights. That's for like people in the accounting and advisory fields of work, or National Association of Black Accountants. So NABA is a great conference to go to. They also had entrepreneurship track for a little while, and so it's just good to go and meet people and kind of level up through conferences. Oh,
And then there
got
was
some
light.
light. It's a little dark. It's daytime, y'all, but it's like I don't know about the storm. It's a little dark. um, So I'll talk about what I also do for professional development is uh, I just lost my whole train of thought. That happened a lot lately.
Reading or other things?
Oh, finding a mentor.
Oh, okay. Good.
So when you are able to find someone who has done what you are trying to do or just has insight into kind of the industry that you're in, it's always great to just ask people questions and go to that person. Like having a mentor is probably um, one of the best things you can do because it'll help you in multiple facets of your life. And it doesn't have, you can have multiple mentors. It doesn't have to be, they don't have to look like you. They don't have to do exactly what you do, but you just need that person that you can go to, ask questions and get great information from, and, just lean on as a sounding board. So for me, having a mentor is essential to my professional growth. And I think it's not easy, but I think something we also need to do is someone who has a mentor is to be a mentor and pay it forward. So that would be one of my tips for professional development. Back to you.
So I would say I like listen to a lot of things. So like I watch a lot of videos on YouTube or listen to podcasts, books on, well, I guess not tape, audibles and things like that. So I think there's something about like the auditory thing, or at least from my learning style of like listening to people that have been successful, where and have been where I've been at before, or where I want to go. So I definitely recommend, and we'll probably get into this about the books in general, but I definitely recommend getting on Audible and finding different like books that are related to business, entrepreneurship, money, mindset, personal development. That's like a really great place to start there. And then you can also just like on YouTube. So like our podcasts, a lot of podcasts are on YouTube. And sometimes it can be fun to look at the videos too. And they may be talking about kind of similar things that the books would talk, but being able to see, their faces can be helpful too.
Yeah, totally. I think like when it comes to professional development, sometimes I would say if I have a question, the first place I go to is like Google or YouTube to see if there's someone who can answer the question for me, or something I'm trying to learn on there first, and then proceed to kind of grow outward from there to get certain questions answered. So those are great resources. I got my Audible subscription, and that is a great segue into just a few books that we wanted to share that we use to help just help ourselves learn. I think for me, I'm definitely still learning. I think that you can always learn. You never know everything. The more we know that we don't know nothing. So I don't know if I said that right, but that's what I'm saying is the more you learn, the more you realize that there's so much more that you don't know. And the best way that you
is the limit.
Yeah, it's just to continue to read and continue to improve. So we're going to share a couple of our favorite business books. This is the theme of our last podcast episode. So, we'll just give you a snippet and you can see the rest there on YouTube. And feel free to subscribe to My Two Glasses if you like what you've seen, like what you're feeling, like in the vibe. There's more of that, more where that came from on our podcast. So, do you want to start out with, let's do maybe like 2 or 3 each. So think about your faves.
Well, I keep combining 2 into 1. So I'm gonna do 3, but 1 I'm gonna put in 1 and then 1 I'm gonna do.
So you're gonna do 4?
No, I'm gonna do 3. But the first one I'm gonna talk about is 2 books by the same author.
Okay.
So the first book I wanted that I think really helped me with personal and professional development, especially with things that were like kind of uncomfortable in entrepreneurship or owning a business, is the You Are a Badass series by Jen Sincero. think is how you pronounce it. So the two books that I read, and I think she has even more than these two, but the ones I read is the first one, which is just You Are a Badass. And then the second one, which is You Are a Badass at Making Money. And basically these books, so Jen is basically, they're nonfiction. So they're talking about her personal journey. And it was really relatable to me because she talks about how much of a mess she was. You know, her life was not perfect. She, didn't have a lot of money. She's made mistakes in a lot of different areas, including her dating life. And so there were a lot of things just talking about her personal life and her upbringing that was very familiar and definitely something to relate to. But what I enjoyed the most about her book is she gave multiple scenarios that were very like uncomfortable, and she showed how she was able to achieve or overcome them. For example, one of the scenarios she knew she needed a business coach, and she found a business coach that was like highly recommended, and she knew she wanted to work with that person. But when she got on the call, to find out pricing, they said it was $14,000 to work with the person. And she did not have that money. She was, kind of struggling to even survive at that point, and her business had probably not made, that much money yet. But she knew that she needed that coach. So instead of her saying like, that's too much money, I guess I'll just have to find someone cheaper or do it, figure it out myself. She said, how can I get this money? How can I figure out how to get this money? And she ended up tapping into some stocks that I think she didn't even know she had, and she got a statement or something. And the exact amount that was in that account was the $14,000 that she needed. So that really inspired me. It just made me open my mind about the price of something and not immediately like thinking or saying like, oh, I can't afford it. Like, it's not going to work. Like in entrepreneurship, especially in elevating yourself as an entrepreneur, there is some level of financial investment that you have to do in yourself and in your business. So I took those notes, and I had an experience that was similar when a couple years later, when I was looking for my first business coach, and I got a price that was more than, I was expecting to pay. But I just figured out how to do it. And I feel like I got creative in figuring out after reading that book.
And the coach that you got through your kind of commitment to pushing through your issue, similar to the book, introduced you to several clients and Michelle.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then that's how I was connected to Michelle. So
right. And now it's like we're all connected. And it all started really with that coach, because Michelle found that coach, and then I found that coach. And so me and Michelle got connected, and then I connected you and Michelle. And I'm still connected with people that I met in that program. And I feel like that program and that coach directly contributed to my business making six figures for the first time.
wow.
So yeah, it's great.
So you're a badass, and you're a badass at making money with those two books.
Awesome. Those are, that's my 2-in-1.
I can give it 2-in-1. I'll give it 2-in-1. I'll start off with Deep Work and The One Thing. So Deep Work, oh God, I don't remember the authors.
You guys can find our episode on YouTube. It's Two Mics, Two Glasses. This is episode 105, and we have an Amazon list of all the books in our description.
Yay. So you'll find it. So Deep Work and The One Thing. So I had and continue to struggle with productivity sometimes. And so those books really helped me. There was a point in time where I was really doing a lot of multitasking, and The One Thing helps you to focus on one thing, like it's in the title, but it really gives you like tools to help you not only kind of decide the best thing to focus on, instead of multitasking and putting a little bit of effort to a lot of things, probably not doing them as well, doing them a bit poorly. If you focus on one thing, get that done, get through it, and put the best into it, it'll kind of just, it'll get you on a better trajectory for the things that you want to do. And it may even help with those other things that you were trying to do. So it just gives you a lot of tools and tips on how to focus in. I know you mentioned that the one thing helped you focus in on the right product to sell to your clients. Focusing in on the right thing to sell, or focusing in on that one thing you want to focus on for your business instead of trying to do a million things at once. It's easier said than done to cut down and really find the one thing to focus on. But when you do, you'll see a major impact. And I think deep work kind of goes hand in hand with the one thing, because it's another way to help you to deeply focus on something. Our brains kind of run out of steam at some point. And I think deep work breaks down how we work and how we can take advantage of the time that we have with the brain space and capacity that we have. So both of those books together were super helpful for me in my journey. And I actually might reread them because I'm running into, now that I'm an entrepreneur, productivity looks different. And yeah. I'm kind of like, okay, I just need to kind of refresh myself on these books and really focus in based on like the task and time that I have now. So
yeah, after watching like our latest episode about our top business books, top 20 best business books, I was like, I feel like I want to reread like all of them. Like man, I want it to be fresh in my mind again, the information, because you go through different stages of life and you read books in different stages, but it can be applicable to like the stage you're in right now, even though you read it 5 years ago. So yeah, absolutely. I might go back and read something.
That is so true. That is so true. Okay, so what's your next pick?
So my second recommended book is Building a Story Brand. And I forgot the author. So you guys can look it up in our episode.
And I can link the Amazon list under this episode too.
Okay, perfect. So and the episode. Link the episode too.
I'll just link the episode, and then you'll find the link to the link.
Yes, go to the episode to find the link to the Amazon store. But so Building a Story Brand is about when you're like, it has a lot to do with the copywriting that you're using in your business. So copywriting is like what the words you're saying in your emails, like in email marketing, what you're saying on social media, what you're including on your website. So the language that you use there is so important. And before I read that book, and looked at, and I developed websites. So like we were developing websites and we were making the copy about the company and not the prospect or the consumer. So after reading that book, the book was basically saying like, you need to focus on your consumer. You need to focus on your target audience. And they don't want to like hear all this stuff about you. Like they do want to see like that you're qualified to do the work and success and, different metrics like that. But really, they want to resonate with your copy. So now we switch, well, not now, a few years ago, we switched over after I read the book and I had my copywriter read that book. We switched over to our language and the language that we're writing for our clients to be about their target audience instead of being so much about them. And it just has made a big difference. As I look at websites now and read through them and stuff, I notice when someone has really, really good copy and they're using the framework of a story brand, because basically you're writing a story. Instead of you saying like, we do this, we can help you with that, you could say, do you feel like you're always frustrated and angry that XYZ is happening to you? Are you looking to elevate your online presence or, like whatever you're talking about, you just really have to figure out what are the pain points of the customer. And that's the language that you need to hone in on. And then you need to talk about, what is the resolution and then how you guys can help with that resolution. So yeah, I've learned so much from that book.
It's great. And I actually have never heard of that book. So that's a really good recommendation.
Definitely.
Okay, so my next pick is going to be Clockwork. So Clockwork is by Mike Michalowicz, who is also the author of Profit First, which, at Mitchell Consulting, we rave about Profit First. So, if we're friends, you already know how we feel about it. So we also feel a similar way about Clockwork. And what Clockwork has done, what the book is helping owners, so business owners, to work themselves out of their business so that it can run without them. So what Clockwork has done for Mitchell Consulting is it allowed Michelle, the owner of Mitchell Consulting, to take a 4-week vacation. And in addition, now that Michelle has clockworked her business, she's able to take vacation whenever she wants because now there's a team of us here, and processes out of her head, things set up. We understand what the key roles are and what is necessary to keep the business going, what our goals are. And the book really helps you to hone in on that stuff and do that. And just a little plug, Mitchell Consulting does do clockwork coaching. So if you are a business owner who feels like if you take a day off or you take a week off, your business is going to completely stop and you're not going to get, you don't know, like if you were to get sick or if you had to be a caretaker for someone else and you can't work your business the same way, will it still provide for you in the way that you need it to? These are questions we need to ask ourselves as business owners. And if you are having issues with that, if that's a pain point for you, come talk to us because we can coach you through that and help you to also be in the position to take 4-week vacations. So Clockwork is a great book as a foundation of doing things like that. And I think it is required for any owner who is looking to, or solopreneur, looking to just level up and have things run without them. When we're thinking of succession, we're thinking of aging, we have to think about retirement. We have to think about where our businesses are going to go after us. It can't just be about us. So if you're in that position, hit us up, but also read Clockwork. It's a great book. All right, what's your last pick?
Oh, I got another one. Okay.
Oh, you said your 3 were going to be in 2.
So I had a 2 and 1, and then I had my second one.
Okay, so if you're done, you're done.
I think that's it. You have to watch the episode to
get the rest. Okay, well, we'll leave it there. That's what's up. But thank you for joining me. I hope you guys have gotten something awesome from the little tips that we've shared. Even if it was obvious, maybe we sparked something for you to go out and, develop yourself or find something new, like whatever you're trying to do, whatever you need to learn, just go for it. All right. I mean, that's really, the goal is to just continuously improve. So whatever you need to do that, go for it. So thanks for joining me. Do you want to toast to something? I guess like it's a mini pot or I don't know.
I know I got my water bottle, but let's toast to so before it's toasting, knowledge is power, but I just personal development in general, like developing yourself to achieve or be whoever you want to be. Like everything that you need to know is in books. Like anything that you want to learn is literally in a book or multiple books. So let's toast to developing yourself through reading.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
So thank you guys. Thanks again for watching. If you loved our fun shirts, this is also something you can find at AMW. What is it?
Shopwithamw.com.
Also linked. Also linked on the episode. So
yeah, and you can use discount code 2 mics 2 glasses for 10% off your first order.
Yeah. So yeah, we're really excited about the podcast. So I'm really happy you were able to join me today. Thank you so much, Adrienne, for making our money talk session really fun this week.
I just realized we both have like money related shirts on. I love it.
We do. Hey, money talk.
Millionaire loading. Blackwell starts with me.
Great minds think alike. We didn't even do that on purpose.
I know. So. Just put it on this one. It was meant to be.
But okay, so Money Talks is on every Thursday around 2 to 2:30. I'll say today we're a little late, but 2:00. So look out for us. And if you have any questions about your business or business finances, feel free to DM us or comment below. We will be so happy to answer your question in one of our episodes. Until next time, it's been awesome. Bye.
Bye.